All right, here we go. Happy Tuesday, which is our Monday. We're moving on. So we were doing two-step equations with multiplication and division. We also did addition and subtraction. Well, we're going to take that multiplication, division, that addition, subtraction, and we're going to combine it with something else that we did before, which is distribute. If you note here, there are a set of parentheses, and these parentheses mean multiplication. At this means distribute. So that means we're going to multiply that 8 times everything on the inside of the parentheses, not on the outside, just on the inside of the parentheses. So one thing we want to do is make sure that we separate our problem, give ourselves a left and a right. So it's 8 times 5, which is 40. And we count the number of m's they have together. Well, this has no m's, this has one m, so we put 1m. Then we do 8 times 1, and 8 times 1 is 8. And since 8 is positive, we put a plus in there. And we've got the first step done. This is 3 steps. Remember, here's what we have. We have distribute, we have combine like terms, remove the extra variable, add, subtract, multiply, divide. We're going to do the top one, distribute. We're going to go all the way down to the add, subtract, multiply, divide. So in this one, now you have a setup similar to what you did last week, where you have one number attached to the variable and one number not. So we're obviously going to focus on that side. We're going to get rid of the 40 and the 8. Well, we go after what's added or subtracted first. The 8 is added to the m. The 40 is attached. It's the very last thing that you do. So since it's plus 8, we subtract 8 from both sides of the equation and circle it up. You would add 8 to both sides. Right, the opposite operation. Good question. All right.
It seems like we do something different every single day.
We did this last year. All right, so what's 208 minus 8? That's an easy one. 200, right? Whoops. There we go. All right. So since it's 40 times the m, since there's there, you're going to draw a line that means division. So you're going to divide it by 40. Our 40s are gone. We're left with our m. And 200 divided by 40 is 5. 208 minus 8. If you subtract 8 here, you have to subtract 8 here. It's the barbell system. This is called simplification because it only happens on one side. But once we start doing opposite operations, this is addition, this is subtraction, we must do it on both sides of the equation. Here we divided, or it was multiplied, so we divided, got to do it on both sides. So the 208 minus 8 comes 200, 200 divided by 40, 5. We're going to go through 4 of these. So go ahead and erase and write that down real quick. So make sure you draw your line. We're going to separate the problem into 2 halves. Remember, what happens on one side has to happen on the other. All right, except for this part, the distribute and combine like terms, these two right here, distribute and combine like terms, they're simplification. They only happen on one side. So that's the first thing we're going to do, distribute, combine like terms, distribute and combine. I can tell there's no combine because there's nothing out here, so we're just going to distribute. So this negative 2 multiplies to the 2. So negative 2 times 2, negative 4. Then we're going to take that negative 2 and we're going to multiply it times the 6. Negative 2 times 6, negative 12. We need to make sure, since there's an m, that the m's they have together. So the negative 2 doesn't have an m, the 6 has an m, that's 1m. Then we just bring down the negative 88 and the equals. Now, there's no combine like terms. There's nothing that's alike on this side or this side. So if there was like a plus 2, then we'd add the plus 2 and the negative 4. But we're going to get to combining like terms. And we've already done that this year. So if you missed out on the beginning stuff of the year, you're going to, some of this will be new to you. So once again, we're going to forget about the side without the variable. Guys, you can pretend like this is all not there. This is a whole brand new problem now. And this is just like we've been doing the last 4 days, 5 days. So what number is attached to the m? The -4 or the -12?
+4.
Okay, hold on. That's not the question. Which number is attached to the m?
12.
The 12, the -12. So we're looking at the -4. So yes, Romeo, we want to what? We're going to add plus or add 4 to both sides.
-18 +4 equals.
What comes down over here, by the way? -12m. Don't forget your negative. Some of you guys are doing that. That's why I circle it up, because you can clearly see -12m. If you start taking these big, huge circles or not doing it, it's going to be hard to see that. And what was it? -88 + 4? -84. Well done. All right. So what is the operation going on between the -12 and the m? Okay, we're going to divide, but what's the operation? Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. That's what we're going to do, right?
Yeah.
But what is it? -12 what m? Plus times. It is times. And the opposite is divide, which is the line. So we're going to divide by what? -12. Some of you are doing just 12. We can't do that. So now we're left with m here, and -84 divided by -12, 7. Okay? You just take each one of these steps as they go. On these that we're going to do today and tomorrow, we're going to have distribute. Then we go back to what we just did. You will tomorrow. Today we're going to go through them all together. So again, the only new step is this distribute part, and we've actually done that already. You just have to recognize when to distribute, okay? So let's look at number 3. Once again, I know if there are parentheses up here, that's multiplication, and we're going to distribute. So I'll give you a few seconds here to copy that down. So make sure you understand, you can see the parentheses. That's the distribute part. And you always ask yourself, regardless if you do it or not, you ask yourself the 5 steps. Can I distribute? Can I combine like terms?
Is that a 2 or a 3?
That's a 2. My Z's will have a line through the center. And I try not to use Z's because they start to look like 2's. Does everybody have that down? No, it's a 2. My Z's will look like this, with a line through the center. That way you don't mistake it for a 2. All right, so when we distribute, we take the number on the outside that's next to the parenthesis, and we multiply by every number. All the ones you're going to see are going to have 2 in it, but it could have multiple in there. There could be 5 or 6, and you saw that on the assignment we had a couple weeks ago. So -7 times 2. Anybody?
-7 is -14.
-14. Do they have an m or a variable together? Yeah, one n, so it goes on there. Now, if there was an n on the 7, this would be n to the second, right? But there's no n there. All right, so now we're going to take it and we're going to multiply it times the -1. So -7 times -1? 7, because it's a negative and a negative. Make sure you count that. There's nothing to bring down, so we're just going to bring down the equal sign and the 105. And I like to draw that line. I think it makes it look neat. Now I know the only thing I need to focus on is this stuff on the bottom. That stuff on the top is gone. These look exactly like what we did for the last 4 days. So which number are we going to get rid of? We have 105, we have -14, we have 7.
No, -7.
We're going to subtract 7, right? Because the -14 is attached to the variable, and 105 it can't be because it doesn't have it's not on the side with the variable. So we're going to subtract 7. Does everybody understand how to get to that point? So distribute. We distributed. There's combined like terms, but we don't have to do it here. And then we add, there's an extra variable, there's no extra variable over here. And then our next step is the addition, subtraction, and then multiplication, division. So the 7s are gone. We bring down the negative 14n, right? And 105 minus 7? 98. So what are we going to do here now? It's always this side.
Now you have to divide it.
Divide it by
Negative 14.
-14. The negative 14s are gone. That's correct. And 98 divided by negative 14? -7. And you can see each step, 1 step, 2 step, 3 step. Okay? 3 steps. All right, get that written down. We'll go through this one. And you guys at home will go and hit at it. You can rewatch the video. We're going to go through it together here. Chris, write this down. Put your phone away or it's mine. All right, so now we're going to distribute, right? What's 4 times 6? 24. Then we distribute to the 8. What is 4 times 8? But we notice the 8 has a what? Nope. What is that thing? Nope, it's not negative 8. X. So we have to make sure that when we add those together, we add the X in there. Because we're adding X's. Believe it or not, there would be like an X0 here, and that's an X1. 0 plus 1 is 1. All right? That's also what we did at the very beginning of the year. Bring down the equals, bring down the 280. Minus 24, because we're adding 24, right? It's not 32. 32 is attached to the X. That means multiplication. And the multiplication part we'll do last. So our 24s are gone. We're left with just that 32x. And 280 minus 24? $256. Yep, it's multiplication, so we're going to divide by what? 32, the number in front of the variable. So 32s are gone. And 256 divided by 32? 8. All right, you guys at home, I'll be on at 1:50, or if you can email me, and then we can go ahead and do some more examples. Otherwise, rewatch the video as many times as you want. There's 4 examples on there on how to do it. All right, have a good one.